Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Thank you for joining me today for what is number 12 of my series Card Making for Beginners. So I'm publishing a whole series of videos aimed at beginners, introducing lots of information about the things that you might need when you're starting a paper crafting hobby. And also throwing in a few very simple projects and some simple techniques that will just take your stamping to the next level. So just to help you on your journey as you learn about how to stamp and things to do. And so today we're going to make another project. So I've done lots of information videos about stamps and inks and all sorts of things, adhesives. But today is a project video, so I intersperse projects with information. Today's a project, and it's this card here, which once again we're using Lovely You, which I've used in a lot of my cards in this beginner series, because I know when you start out you don't want to spend a fortune, so I've tried to use the same stamp set. And our technique today is a bit of masking. Now there are different versions of masking. Today we're going to do a very simple version, in that all I did on this card was took a piece of, this is post-it tape, so it's like post-it notes but it's completely sticky on the back, and you can just tear off a strip. And what I did was I stuck mine there across my card, and then I stamped, and so then when I released the tape I had a clear space there where I could put my sentiment. So very, very simple version of masking. I have been playing with another version. This won't be a beginner video because it's slightly more technical, but I've been doing some masking on here. So here I had my masking tape here and here, my post-it tape, and I also had a circle cut out of a post-it note there, and then I sponged over this surface. And that video will be coming out very soon, so look out for that. Search my site for masking and sponging. But this is our beginner version that we're going to do today. So what do we need? We need a piece of cardstock, Whisper White, thin, doesn't need to be thick because we're going to mount it on a coloured card base later on. I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper to stamp on because I don't want to get my grid paper messed up. And I'm going to take my strip of post-it. And I'm going to put it, I'm just going to eyeball this, so you can do this, you can measure it if you want to, but I'm just going to eyeball it there, like that. There we go, I think that's fairly straight. Just lift that up, there we go. Right, okay, so we've got lots of different stamps and lots of different colours going on here. So I'm going to start with these long leaves. So these are all stamps from the Lovely You set, and I've got a whole stash of stamp sets here. I'm going to use a similar colour scheme to the one that I did here. Might change up a couple of the colours, but basically I'm going to do it the same. So we're going to do a bit of greenery to start with. I'm going to do one quite low down, and then I'm going to do a high up one. So I'm changing what I'm doing. It's not going to look exactly the same as the previous one. And then I'm going to do one going off the edge here. There we go. And then so you can see this stamping on the post-it note will not be on my card. I'm going to do two here, I think. So I'll do one. Let's do another low one that's only just poking out, and another one. And can you see where that's not quite stamped properly? So you do need to just make sure you press sufficiently to get a nice clear image. Right, so that's all of that stamp done. I'm then going to take the big flowery bloom, this one, and I'm going to do this in, I did it in Mango Melody before. I'm going to do it in Highland Heather now because I'm going to mount this on a Highland Heather base. So this is such a fun stamp set to do this kind of technique with, because all these images just go together so well. Right, so you want to put your images fairly close together because you want the line of your masking to show up where the stamping stops. So fit them together, and then you can go back with some of the other stamps and fit them in. Do this one a little bit higher, like that. And then over here, I might do one going off the side here. And then another one over here. Longer. There we go. Right, so the space is filling up quite nicely now. That's 2 of the stamps. I'm going to take, I don't know what to do with the ones I've used. There we go. I'm going to take this leafy one, but I'm doing it in blue, just to be perverse today. So I'm not doing it in a leaf colour. I'm going to put that in the middle again, or the middle-ish. I put it over to one side. There. Like that. It doesn't matter if these overlap, all the better really if they overlap. And then I'm going to take my little pink flower, and it is going to be pink. Is it going to be pink? Yeah, we'll do it pink still. I quite like this pop of magenta madness. Quite like this colour. So I'm going to do one in here. And I'm going to do one a bit further up over here. And so you can just play around with this really. Decide where you'd like them to be. And I might do one going off the edge here. And there are enough of these stamps to just fill in all the spaces. Actually, I haven't used the green leaf yet, have I? No. Okay, let's do the leaf. Where are we going to fit that? I could put one in here, one up there, maybe one down here. Let's see what that happens with that. So I've tried not to overlap them too much, but it doesn't matter if they overlap really. So, should I go up there? Let's see. There we go. And maybe do it a bit shorter down here. So it is overlapping quite a lot. Any more of that one? Let's leave that for the minute. Now it looks really busy and cluttered, but that's because we've got the post-it note on there. Once we take that off, it will become a bit clearer, I hope. And the post-it note just does its job really well. And then I'm taking Mango Melody, and I'm just going to do some little single flowers. I think this one needs re-inking. Doesn't seem to be much ink on it. I need to go back and re-ink this pad. Another one, do that a bit further down. Maybe another one going off the corner there. Right, and I think that's enough. And then the moment of truth, we'll take our little band off, and can you see we've got a real, let's get rid of my scrap piece of paper as well. It's much better than the last one because it's a much clearer. This one, the stamps were a bit sparse, and so it's not such a clear. But this is a very, very clear masked area, so I'm quite pleased with that. And then I used Thank You Very Much for that one, but actually, if you give me a minute, I'm going to find the Blossoms in Bloom, which has got lots of lovely messages, and I'm going to do Happy Birthday, I think. Because I've just had a thought about who this is going to be a birthday card for. So I'm going to make the most of it and make this a birthday card. Right, so I'm going to put my stamp, line my stamp up on my grid paper, and then bring my block to it, which hopefully means it will be straight and not bent. I'm not convinced though, I'm going to do that again. Just looked a bit cockeyed to me. Help if I did it the right way up, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's do that again. And that's going to go in there, so that's just going to fill that little space up there. So I'm going to do that in Memento ink. Such a simple little card. With very few resources, but so sweet. Sorry if my head's in the way there. Just need to get over top to do the stamping. There we are. So just a little happy birthday message in the middle there. I'd quite like a bigger one than that, but hey ho, that will do. And then all we've got to do is mount that onto a card blank. So I'm going to take a piece of Highland Heather this time, and I'm going to cut it. Oh, I forgot to say, this piece of cardstock is 10 by 14 because my card blank is going to be 10.5 by 14.5, so it's just half half a centimetre smaller. So I'm cutting that at 10.5 that way, and then I'm going to score at 14.5 this way, and then I will have a little bit once I fold it to trim off, because it's not quite an A4 sheet is not quite 14.5 by 2, slightly longer than that. So I've just got a little edge there to cut off, which is about half a centimetre. So I'm just going to judge that like so. Oh, get the scoring blade out of the way and cut that off. I'm hoping that's about right. Oh, that's perfect. Good. Okay, and I'm just take out my scrap from there, and I'm just going to go around my card as I do. I don't like the kind of lip that you get when you cut with the blade, so just smooth those edges down that we got from that. And then this, hopefully, ta-da! Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Look how different that looks mounted on a different colour. But really nice, quite like it. There we go. And so that's a very easy thing. You can use masking like I showed you at the beginning. You can use masking if you want to do some sponging and get a particular shape. Or you can do just use the Post-it strips to get straight pieces of masking. There is also a masking technique whereby you mask out some of the stamping that you've done. And I'll be talking about that in another video later. I don't know whether that will be a beginner video, but there will be a video coming on my channel. So just follow my channel and watch them all. To be honest, you know, they all blur into one in the end. I think once you've got past simple stamping as a beginner, they do all blend into one. Right, anyway, there are my 2 cards with a little bit of masking on them. Hope you like those. Hope you'll have a go at masking. This Post-it tape is available on, I bought it on Amazon, and it just comes in a reel. This one is nearly all gone, actually. I can see that's quite near the middle, so I need to buy another one. I use it quite a lot with my crafting. It's very good for making things, you get things straight and whatever. I use it a lot, and I never have a problem with it peeling off the paper. It doesn't stick that much. It's just like Post-it, very, very temporary hold. So anyway, that's me for today. If you want to buy anything, if you've not already bought this stamp set, then you can go to my shop. You can buy all the inks, you can buy the stamp sets of the sentiments I've used, the cardstock, everything available in my online shop. Please get in touch if you've got any questions, or if you want to ask me anything, or you need to clarify anything. I'm always happy to answer queries. And don't forget to take a look at my 2-for-1 sale over on the blog. So if you go down to the video, there'll be a link to this project on my blog, and if you go to that and then go up to the top of the page, along the top menu bar, there's a 2-for-1 sale. I'm selling all my retired Stampin' Up products, but buy one get one free. So you pay full price for any one thing, but then you get another thing free. So if you wanted to buy a bundle, some of the bundles are around £45, but then you could choose another bundle absolutely for free. So each bundle would only cost you £22.50. Works like that. So anyway, have a look and see if there's anything you'd like in there. Meanwhile, I will be back again next week with another card making for beginners video, and I'll be back during the rest of the week with other videos, so please join me then. Have a great day. Lovely for you to join me. Thanks very much. Bye bye.